I go to bed and I wake up on Tuesday morning. And when I wake up on Tuesday morning, I've got a couple message requests, and usually I'll just kind of scan through them and see, like, is there anything like worth responding to? Like, and there's one message that, well, it struck me as very odd. And there was a message request that was sent at 2:30 a.m. my time Tuesday morning, which would have been 11:30 p.m. Pacific time in California. And it said, "Hey, Parker, I don't really know how to tell you this, but your friend Michael died. I was the first person at the crash. I was the first person to call 911. I'm really sorry. I know that this is probably shocking. If you need someone to talk to, I'm here." I got that at 2:30 a.m. on Tuesday morning, which would have been 11:30 in California. Now, I was asleep. And I saw that message, and I thought it was a joke. It's not unusual for me to get stupid DMs. I'm sure this probably doesn't shock you. I've had people message me telling me that, you know, Pengu had retired. This was before Pengu had actually retired. People telling me that Bolo had been caught cheating. You know, just random stupid things that they're just lies. They're just done for attention, right? But I don't know what it was about this message, but it just like it hit in a different way. So I responded to it and I just said, it's really fucked up that you would joke about this kind of thing. This isn't something to joke about. And he responded immediately and he goes, I'm not joking. I'm not fucking with you. You know, I was there. I didn't see it. I know that it's a lot to take in. I'm really sorry, but I'm happy to answer questions if you have it. And there was something about that response that just, it didn't sit right with me. Because if somebody's going to troll you or fuck with you that way, that's not the level of sincerity and earnestness that you usually receive. So I'm still thinking this guy's joking. So I just said, you know, okay, fine, you know, prove it. And over the span of the next hour or so, he sends me way too much stuff that is way too specific to be a joke. So, of course, the first thing I do is I try calling Michael. It's probably about 10 a.m. on my time, so it's about 7 a.m. on his time. And he's still awake. He's still answering me. So he sent this message at 11:30 his time, and at 7 a.m. he's answering me immediately. So the first thing I do is I try calling Kix. Doesn't pick up. Now, if it's 7 a.m. for the kid on the West Coast, it's also 7 a.m. for Michael, and we all know, Kix, that the only chance that Michael's awake at 7 a.m. is if for some reason he streamed for fucking 20 hours and not gone to bed because he did not believe in sleep schedules. So it's not unusual that he's not picking up because it is 7 a.m. for him. So I try calling him and I send him a bunch of messages. I look on Discord. He's online on Discord. Which I always thought was unusual because he usually turned his computer off before he went to bed. But whatever, no problem. So I shoot him a message on Discord. I shoot him a message on WhatsApp. I call him on WhatsApp. I call him on his regular phone. And just the information that this kid was giving me was way too specific that it felt like there was a pit in the middle of my stomach. Now, my family and I were set to drive up to Northern Ontario that day as like a getaway because we wanted to go up and we wanted to see the fall colors and just like kind of get out. Completely unrelated to the thing with Kix. So I'm driving for about an hour and so. Meanwhile, I'm getting messages from this kid still, like things he's remembering, like specifics to try and like, he's like, I'm not lying to you. Let me, you know, like, let me tell you how this is true, you know, blah, blah, blah. We pull over to make a quick rest stop and I look up online and I said, you know, well, there must be a police report. He goes, yeah, there is. I find it. And it's the same one that a lot of you shared, talking about a single vehicular collision. The person was pronounced deceased on site. I'm like, oh, that could be anybody. That could be anybody. Drive about another hour. And we pull over because I have to go to the bathroom and get a coffee. And as I'm literally walking to the bathroom, I get a Twitter DM that is from his stepdad. And it says, hey, Parker, it's Kix's stepdad or Michael's stepdad. Please call me immediately. And I knew. I saw that message and I knew. It wasn't a joke. So before I called him, I told my parents because they were both with me. And I said, you know, I think Kix died. I have to call his dad. And they thought I don't know. I literally just like walked away. Hi, parents. This happened. Okay, goodbye. They were probably shocked and didn't know what was happening. And then I walked away and I called his dad. And I can't imagine what it's like to have to bury your child. And I can't imagine the grief that they were going through. And despite that, the first thing that he said was, do you currently have people around to support you? I want to make sure that what I'm about to say isn't said to you alone. And I'm like, no fucking way. No fucking way the first thing you're saying to me is caring about my well-being. At that point, when I answered the phone, or they answered the phone, I knew what was coming already because of the message I'd received. I knew that I was prepared for it, obviously. And they were on speakerphone. His stepdad and his mom were there. And we talked. And it's just, most of the conversation's a blur. They obviously were in disbelief. They probably still are. I still am. I'm sure many of you are. And his stepdad said the same thing that I said. I kind of process things by getting through it. I want to just start doing stuff. And they said, we don't really think it would be appropriate for anybody but you to be the one to kind of share this news. And that was so touching. A lot of you know that I used to do really annoying tweets where I would share Rainbow Six news when Rainbow Six should be sharing it, or ESL should be sharing it. But, maybe ESL didn't always communicate the best, so I'd sometimes tweet it out. And I'm sure many of you thought that it was annoying that I took it upon myself to share that news, and maybe it was annoying. This was one piece of news that I did not want to share. I don't know. It's, I didn't want to be the one to have to do this. So, of course, at that point, the next steps are, working with his family to make sure that the right information is getting out. The general plan was, I said, okay, well, first things first, we have to cast tomorrow. Well, we did have to cast tomorrow. And I said, we're going to have to, sort that out ASAP. And they said, okay, well, if you could go ahead and talk to, they're like, we don't really have any means to talk to your bosses. They're like, we don't have contact information for them. And I was like, I can do it. I was like, you know what? I hate to say the word, I will happily do it because I think that's terrible given the circumstances. Nothing is happy right now. Happiness does not exist. Happiness is canceled. Like a Netflix comedian, happiness got canceled. That's a joke. You're welcome to laugh. Or don't. It wasn't a very funny joke. I don't care. You do whatever you want. And I said, I'll get in touch with as many people as I can, but I'll also keep it quiet. And they said, okay. And, we were in constant contact for most of the day. Talked to CSA, talked to Ubisoft, talked to Faceit,